Orica does seem to be able to close the gap down.
Yeah, so we've got three Oricas going strongly in second, third and fourth positions. The BR01 from SMP Racing, Andreas Wirth, away off those cars. I mean, the gap from Thirier to Andreas Wirth is 22 seconds now. Nat Beton a fair old distance away as well. It's not quite as large a margin, but it's approaching 10 seconds as Nat Beton goes through sector 3 quicker than he's managed, and now nose to tail between the Graf Ligier and the 16 machine after an overtake, and that's Valentin Moineau overtaking, no sorry, the other way around, Ray Hall getting ahead of Moineau.
And that were the two cars that clashed, of course, at the final turn, which turned Ray Hall around. He's closed that gap back up and is now ahead and up into third position, 13th overall, for the third placed LMP3 runner.
Meanwhile, look at this for the lead, Graham. Incredible stuff. It's going to be overlapping as they head over the line. Tristan Gomandy has got the run on the Panis Bartis competition car. I had to check then whether we were still looking at the LMP3 battle. It's very similar, because I couldn't see for a moment the Eurasia Motorsport car, so close it was to the rear wing of Timothée Bouret. Over the line, they were separated by 96 thousandths of a second. That's what we like after 25 laps. Over half an hour of the race done. The gaps opened up once more. They were lapping a GT car at the time, and actually the exit speed for Bouret out of turn 1 was significantly better than Tristan Gomandy.
Yep, Bouret moving Gomandy away from the racing line. Perfectly fair, one move and a slow one at that. Meantime, trouble for the number 3 car, running last at the moment after that puncture for Mark Patterson. Black and orange flag for the number 3. They must repair the rear right panel of that car. So a car in championship contention in some trouble. Gomandy this time gets a good run by the LMP3 car that got between the two leading runners, and Rory Butcher is the next ahead. Guido van der Garde continues his progress. He's got the gap to Nathaniel Berton down to, what is that, 12 seconds, with the fastest lap of that car's race, the 38 cars race, and the second fastest lap of the race so far, 1:22.722, takes a couple of seconds out of Berton.
But the 23 car is slow out of that final corner, it looks like. And yes, it's slipped to fourth. It's still there, but it's slipped to fourth.
What's happened there?
So out of turn number 1 we have a new leader, Tristan Gomandy. Second place, Nicolas Lapierre. Third position is Pierre Thirier. And a really slow final sector for Timothée Bouret up the inside of Rory Butcher. A clonk there, and Rory Butcher goes skating off over the runoff area. The 23 car rejoins, and thankfully wasn't cleaned out by any of the 3 Orica 05s that caught up. But big smiles down at Eurasia Motorsport. We're leading the race. Tristan Gomandy out front by 1.8 seconds.
Is this the point? Because that must have damaged that Ligier. It certainly deranged the bodywork at point of impact. Is this the point they come in and make the repair they have to make?
So big story here at nearly 38 minutes into the 4 hours of the Red Bull Ring, and heading out of that unnamed right kink goes the Thirier by TDS racing car. Pierre Thirier at the wheel, chasing Nicolas Lapierre, who in turn is chasing Tristan Gomandy. And well, Gomandy had a pretty slow lap, I think, because he was trying to avoid that moment for Timothée Bouret.
And Bouret nearly collected, by the way, by Nicolas Lapierre as he rejoined. It was obviously, you know, the race leader and 2 class leaders therefore coming together in pretty dramatic fashion. Rory Butcher has continued in the lead, but his gap has come down now to about 3.5 seconds.
One of those moments which involves a Ferrari again, which are notoriously difficult to see out the rear of. You need to be paying such close attention to who might be approaching you at any one time, but the drivers in the GT cars are busy in that part of the lap, heading through Rindt and Red Bull Mobile corners. It's full attack in a GT car through that final bit of the lap. Clearly Rory had a quick look in the mirror, didn't see the car approaching, and has turned in at the usual point, but it was definitely Bouret's corner, and Rory Butcher presumably just did not see that Ligier, slams into the side of it. Actually a good recovery from Timothée Bouret, and you're quite right, there is the Dragon Speed car having to thread the eye of a needle between a slower P3 car and the recovering Timothée Bouret.
Should make the point, by the way, that the side which he was passing on is the side he doesn't have an operational headlamp. So there was no lamp, no light showing at the corner of the car that Rory Butcher would have been looking for.
This isn't one of those needless rules that the ACO make up. You know, there is a definite need for both headlights to be visible for drivers, regardless of whether we're at full daylight, which clearly we are at 20 to 3 in the afternoon, but just like how motorcyclists need to have their headlights on all of the time.
It'll be an interesting call. That incident, unsurprisingly, is under investigation, but it'll be an interesting call that they make. It's a car that's been warned for a technical fault that could have been a contributing factor to that incident.
Yeah. You know, not only does it make the car look better to have both headlights working, but they are serving a practical purpose here to make sure that drivers in front, slower GT drivers, can pick them out, and the glare of a headlight will really grab your attention. If it's not there, and as you say, that's the same side of the car that the 23 car tried the overtake on. That's a very good point. So the number 19 LMP3 machine, David Drew, still leads the LMP3 class, by the way, and leads it by 3 seconds from Alex Brundle. Sean Rahal is in third position despite an off-track moment through the final corner in the number 10 Graf Racing car. There is the Duqueine Engineering number 19 car with a squirrely moment through Rindt corner. It meant it had to run wide on the exit and clatter over those yellow sausage curbs. Will have done the under-tray no favours on that number 19 Duqueine Engineering car. The French squad leading the race from the Anglo-American United Autosports number 2 car. Sean Rahal for Graf Racing is third.
French team with an America's lineup in that car. Through on Michael Mooneman to put the 25 car a lap down goes the leader, but this top 3 is getting pretty compressed. It was 2.4 seconds last time around, 1.3 seconds this time around. 1, 2, 3. 33 from the 21 and the 46. Timothée Bouret now 5 seconds back from this battle after what was substantial contact, wasn't it?
Between the Ferrari and the former race leader, the Panis Barthez Competition, Ligier. So the team will be checking that car in constant radio contact with Timothée Bouret to see how it's behaving. It's a busy lap though, of course, for Timothée, so he doesn't want to be talking to the team all the way around. He needs to be able to feel the car himself, feed back to the team concisely and precisely, and then they can maybe ready some repairs for the first scheduled pit stop. It hasn't had to come in though. It's running in 4th position behind Pierre Thirier, Nicolas Lapierre, and the race leader, the new race leader, Tristan Gomandy, who has a wall of both prototype and GT car up ahead of him. Going to have to brake late here to get by the Aston Martin, the Beechdean Vantage. Can't quite do the move though on the Murphy Prototypes car.
It's been behind from the second Duqueine Engineering car, the number 20 car in turn 1. That car 22nd overall, will recover from there. But all of a sudden, the job that was being done on Timothée Bouret by Tristan Gomandy is repeated, but this time Gomandy is the target and Lapierre is the man looking for a way by. He's yet, though, to put a lap on the number 48 car. He'll do it now up the inside, did it safely. On Bellotti in the 9th position, Murphy Prototypes Oreca, the older open top Oreca 03. Top 3 cars, the newer, but soon not to be newest Oreca product. The 07 will be the product next year. Through comes Pierre Thirier. A decisive move by the Murphy car.
So, as far as pit stoppers are concerned, here's one of them, Michael Mooneman, in the number 25 car, getting a front left tyre change, and I think front right as well. So Stickett Dunlop's going on the 25 car. We've had that short, sharp stop for Guido van der Garde earlier on for the 38 car to change a slow puncture. That took them 42 seconds from pit in to pit out. And lengthy stop for the number 29 Pegasus Morgan. Leo Rizal was in there for just shy of 2.5 minutes. Not seen the other United Autosports Ligier, have we again? Mark Patterson came in with that puncture
And he's now pitted for attention, as he's been told to the rear panel of that car, which will have been, I'm sure, damage caused by that puncture.
Yeah.
So Mark is on pit road now.
And Eric Maurice, and also the number 5 car, which is the
That's the by Speed Factory car
of Alain Costa, the Monegasque driver. Driver change, meanwhile, down at Murphy Prototype, so Bellotti getting out.
I think Karen Chandok will be getting in. I think we might hear from Karen later in the race. He's promised to pop in.
To come up into the booth, as there's another moment for the number 4 car. That car clashed with the 55 Ferrari on the opening lap, wasn't it?
It's the third time we've seen it off circuit, Johnny, and Eric Maurice having a terrible time of it in his. And meantime, worse news still for the previous race leader. It's drive-through penalty for the now 4th place car 23 for not respecting formation at race start. So it's been a triple whammy for the pole-sitting car. That penalty, contact, which cost it the lead, and it still is going to have to fix. They're going to have to fix that headlamp at the next stop, as the leaders come through to put a lap on the number 40 car. It is Nick Johnson in that car, running 8th at the moment.
The Thierry car getting a good run up the hill there, utilising the tow from Nick Johnson in that 40 machine there. So those cars not racing for position. They are a lap apart now as Pierre Thierry makes the move on the Swede. Nick changing up through the gears quickly, and almost a violent shake of the body every time the car changes gear. It can be a rough old ride in one of these prototypes. You need to hang on for dear life through the downhill section from Rao corner through to Pirelli and the second of the left-handers at Verth. So there is the Pierre Thierry car. Drive-through penalty for car 23 now confirmed on our screen. And it's respecting formation at race start.
Further trouble for the number 29 Pegasus Racing car. They've been told they must pit to fix the rear lights on that car.
So rear lights for the 29, probably the front right lights for the number 23 car as Nicolas Lapierre comes down the pit road. Now is that the 23?
That is the 23.
Yes, so more problems for the former race leader. And what's happened there, I wonder, for the bigger Ligier of the two? So difficult to tell these Palace Barthes competition cars apart. The LMP3 machine far smaller, but this is just a mistake, isn't it? Can't see another car involved. It's immediately after the Pirelli left-hander, and the track goes left at Verth, but Timothée Bouret going straight on.
And is that just the young driver losing concentration, the stress of the moment? A drive-through penalty called after a great run at the start of the race. It's been torrid since then, but on pit road now, both the previous leader and second place car, Tristan Gomandy and Nicolas Lapierre, both on pit road. Pierre Thierry leads the race as in comes the 23 car. And he will have to do this twice.
Bouret must feel like the whole world is against him here. I'm not suggesting that the penalties he's got to serve are not legitimate, but how quickly a race can change. A struggle to get the nozzle into the car then as well to fill it full of fuel. Windscreen will be cleaned, and a new set of Michelin tyres attached to that car as Nicolas Lapierre, or it may not be Lapierre now in the... No, it's not, it's Henrik Hedman. Henrik Hedman in the number 21 Dragon Speed car, which heads back out into the race.
Pujanjin in the 33 Eurasia car. Matt Berton stays aboard the 41 by the look of things, and Nick Johnson stays aboard 40. They are the 4 most recent pit stoppers, together with the number 23, and Timothée Bouret we saw did not get out that car. So the leader at the moment, by some distance, is Pierre Thierry, who's his pit stop. Where does this put Guido van der Garde at the moment? The answer is into 3rd position.
Van der Garde into 3rd. Andreas Verth hasn't stopped yet, so he's running in 4th position. And as I say that, Verth does come down pit road now for SMP Racing. Guido van der Garde has technically stopped to change that slow puncture, but the first scheduled pit stop will be just around the corner as Guido van der Garde is wasting no time at all. Now the new fastest lap of the race going the way of the Dutchman, a 1:22.392 on lap 34.
It's a couple of tenths quicker than the previous fastest lap. And closing in on Andreas Firth, who pits now. So Van der Garde, if he continues through, and he does, will move the number 38 car up into second position. He's 40 seconds, by the way, back from Pierre Thiriet. What I don't know is whether or not they put any fuel in that car when they changed that tyre.
Yeah, tricky to work out now. We can send Charlie on a bit of a job as far as that's concerned. We'll hear from Charlie George though now on a totally different matter. She's down in the pit lane with still 3 hours and 10 minutes to go.
Yeah, I'm down here at Panis Barthez competition. Paul, after such a good start, it's just going horribly wrong now with contact and a penalty.
Yeah, and for it's a bit a shame, the start was good from team, but now we got a penalty, a small contact, and I think we are in the row now. I think we are around 8th position, but the race is still long, and we push as much as possible to try to come back at least top 5, and we'll see. The race is long.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Chantal putting a brave face on things as the Thiriet by TDS Racing car is released. And what have you seen, Graham?
What I'd seen just there was it seemed the 46 car was struggling to get away. Pierre Thiriet brought the car in for its routine pit stop. I think what I also saw there was the 23 car. I did, Timothy Perret taking that penalty, that drive-through, and immediately after so Guido van der Garde, by the way, is back up into the lead at the moment.
Yep, hasn't stopped.
Actually, first time in the lead, isn't he? Because he didn't take the lead at the start.
No, close to it. No, we haven't seen the G-Drive car out front. And at the end of lap 35, yes, Guido van der Garde leads legitimately. Remember, we heard from Harry Tincknell earlier on in the race about that 42-second pit stop required to change a slow puncture. Ford Dunlops on that car now, performing very nicely indeed. Guido van der Garde working his way through Firth corner and the fast right-hand kick that then leads them over the top of the Firth Bridge, over this small brow and then into Rins corner, which is a daunting corner in a prototype, not flat, but it's a little bit of a lift, and then harder braking into the final corner at Red Bull Mobile, where the car really bottoms out. A lot of compression through that final corner, hard on the driver, but important to get good exit speed to then determine your highest speed at the end of the main straight here at Red Bull Ring. The 66 Ferrari, which had that contact with the 23 Panis Barthez Competition Ligier, is continuing on in the class lead. 129.776 was Rory Butcher's last lap time, so showing no signs of being off the pace after contact. Built these Ferrari 458s strongly.
It's actually extended that lead pretty dramatically up to nearly 10 seconds now from Tal Penitza. Black and white morning flag, by the way, for another car that's been in the woes. It's the Pegasus Racing car for contact with the 88 Porsche. It's the Gianluca Roda's car, running at the moment in 4th position in class. A good run from Gianluca Roda. Gentleman driver, of course. Butcher from Seafried, sorry, from Tunington Junior, Seafried and Roda now the top 4.
Henrik Hedman, meanwhile, working his way through some slower traffic and giving the LMP3 car not a great deal of space there on the approach to turn number 2. That is not any old LMP3 car, that's the class leader, David Drew, by the way, for Duquesne Engineering, so not a slow car by any means. David Drew now up to 8th place in the overall standings. Guido van der Garde caught up behind one of 2 Graf Racing cars, the 10 or the 9. You can tell from that point.
It's the 9.
Yes, it is, because Trujillo has just headed over the line to complete another lap. So Eric Trujillo is the second of those Graf Racing cars. Number 10 is in 3rd position behind Alex Brundle and David Deleu.
More sunshine on this track now. I think the threat of that 60-odd% chance of rain. And there's still those dark clouds there, as we can see from Guido van der Garde's point of view, skirting around the circuit at the moment. Could get a little bit of a shower. We've seen things happen, real drama in the European Le Mans Series over the last couple of seasons, with rain making its appearance, not least of course at Imola last time around, where heavy rain introduced real drama into proceedings.
Guido van der Garde leading the way by nearly 17 seconds now and enjoying his time out front in the clean air. He's just set the fastest middle sector of anybody.
And by the way, the news from Race Control is a black and white warning flag for 23 for that contact with Rory Butcher. So Buret adjudged to be at fault there. Now whether or not that was in whole or in part because of that non-operational headlamp or the line through the corner remains to be seen. In comes Van der Garde for what is of course his second time down pit lane after that slow puncture earlier. He comes in from the lead, having set the fastest middle sector of the race.
Meanwhile, here's the start of the race again, by the way. We've got so many cars all together, it might as well be. Down towards round the corner, P3s about to be lapped by LMP2s, and there's GT cars in the mix as well as Andreas Wirth, I would assume, in the number 32 car is working his way through traffic. And it has been Wirth, it's Julien Leal now at the wheel of the number 32 car, beg your pardon, running in 5th place behind Henrik Hedman and Poojan Jin for Eurasia Motorsport. So we have reached that point where most of the cars have done their driver change. Pierre Thirier stayed at the wheel though of the number 46 car after a pit stop of 57 seconds. Still waiting for the G-Drive machine to rejoin. They're changing tyres now on the 38 Gibson.
Simon Dolan already aboard. Away he goes. Neat and tidy stuff from the G-Drive team, as we've come to expect. Where will he rejoin?
55 minutes done of the 4 hours of Red Bull Ring, so we're homing in on an important landmark, quarter distance. And there is Pierre Thirier, who now leads the race after nearly 39 laps. Poojan Jin in 2nd position. 3rd place Henrik Hedman, and 4th is Julien Leal. Nathaniel Berton's got his way up to 5th position for the Greaves Motorsport outfit in their Ligier. Simon Dolan joining in 6th. That's the way the timing screen would have it at the moment. We'll confirm that as he heads his way through the 2nd sector. No, in fact, 1st sector would have him in 6th position. He makes his way across the top of the circuit now with the 55 Ferrari immediately in front.
It's more or less order restored, but it was a slightly slower stop there for the G-Drive squad for whatever reason. Lost a bit of time in pit lane, but Van der Garde had gained on track. So we have the drive-through penalty meanwhile. It's for the number 5 by Speed Factory car. It's because of spinning in pit lane. Alain Costa is at the wheel of that car. Thirier from Poojan Jin, Henrik Hedman, Julien Leal, Nathaniel Berton, Simon Dolan, Timothy Buret is the top 7 before we get into the first of the LMP3 cars. David Drew, okay, the lead P3 cars are yet to pit. David Drew at the moment up into 8th position overall.
Well, as you say that, Alex Brundle comes down pit road and he is the first to blink as far as the top 5 P3s are concerned. Giorgio Tsunoshita comes down pit road as well in the number 7 Villoba Corsa car, and we're seeing LMP3 cars pit from further down the order as well, including Kuba Schmiekowski and Morten Dons, Francois Hérault as well. So this could be the start of a great swathe of LMP3 pit stops. The GT cars should be good for a little while longer. 40 laps up now for Pierre Thirier in the number 46, Thirier by TDS Racing Oreca 05. Poojan Jin, what's the gap going to be at the end of this lap, with Thirier having made a stop? They're trying to get the number 2 car restarted, are they? Is that a slow stop? Yes, so possibly a stall there. The team are done, but the man with the lollipop not lifting it up at the moment, and it did sound, unless it's a time stop.
It's a time stop. It's a time stop in LMP3.
Oh, beg your pardon.
Yeah.
So minimum time that they're working to in P3, and so actually no concern at all down at United Autosport. The stopwatch, they were actually done well short of the time. The stopwatch still needed to tick down, and then finally P3 car number 2 rejoins.
As number 19 comes down pit road. Drew, excellent stint from the Deccan Engineering driver.
So drive-through penalties now for car 20, which is the other Duquesne Engineering car, not the class leader. And we've already told you about the number 5 that needs to come through for a drive-through as well, which is the By Speed Factory car. Meanwhile, there is the number 16 car that's coming to a halt.
That was the pole position starting car. Pits from 3rd position as others pitted ahead of it. Lost a little bit of time and distance at the start of the race. Rory Butcher, meanwhile, is romping away at the moment. Now, is that 12 seconds?